Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world, it's your national news broadcast on Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I am Siobhan Pereira.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharifa Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
The government reduces electricity charges by 20%. The president returns to the island, successfully completing Chinese state visit, bringing many benefits to the country. Sri Lanka among the 25 best world tourist destinations. The state Thai Pongal festival conducted in grand fashion in Tellipalai, Jaffna. TikTok is to be banned in America from tomorrow.
Now in your local news, the government has taken measures to reduce the electricity bill by 20% from last midnight.
The new charges have come into effect from last midnight, and the Ministry of Energy says the decision has been taken with the objective of providing relief to the general public. According to the new price revisions, the electricity charges for the domestic sector has been reduced by 20%. Accordingly, the charge of 280 rupees levied on the domestic category consuming units from 0 to 30 has been reduced to 195 rupees. The 700 rupee charge for consumption of units from 31 to 60 has also been reduced to 500 rupees. The charge of 1,840 rupees for consuming of units from 61 to 90 has also come down to 1,480 rupees. The domestic charge of 3,340 rupees for consumption of electricity units from 91 to 120 has been brought down to 2,680 rupees. The current charge of 5,460 rupees for the units between 121 and 150 units has been reduced to 4,170 rupees. The amount of 6,720 rupees levied for the units from 151 to 180 has been fallen to 5,160 rupees. The domestic electricity charge of 8,810 rupees for the number of units consumed between 181 to 210 was also brought down to 7,220 rupees. The total charge of 10,760 rupees for the number of units between 211 and 240 has been brought down to 8,780 rupees. The charge of 12,710 rupees for the units between 241 to 270 has been brought down to 10,340 rupees. The amount of 14,660 rupees presently being levied on domestic consumers between 271 and 300 units has been reduced by 2,760 rupees to 11,900 rupees. The electricity bills on religious and charitable institutions have been reduced by 21% and for the hotel sector by 31%. The electricity bill reduction for the industrial sector is 30%. The electricity charges has also been reduced for state institutions and street lamps by 11% and also for common tasks by 12%. Minister of Energy, Engineer Kumar Jayakudi said that a 20% general reduction in the electricity bill has come into effect from midnight of 17th of January 2025. The minister further said this reduction in charges will become a great relief to the general public and to the industrial sector, including the hotel industry.
Now, President Anurukumara Dissanayake has returned to the island last night after successfully completing an official tour in China. The president's visit has brought many benefits to the country. President Anurukumara Dissanayake's 4-day state visit to China was conducted according to an invitation extended by Chinese President Xi Jinping. The official visit has been a milestone in the long-standing and traditional bilateral relations, and cooperation with further strengthened the friendship between the two countries. The meeting between the Sri Lankan president and the Chinese president has centered upon wide-ranging issues from economic and trade development, investment, tourism, digital transformation to cooperation in multilateral forums. The Sri Lankan president was warmly welcomed throughout the state visit. Both leaders have reaffirmed their strong commitment to enhance bilateral relations based upon sovereignty, equality, peaceful coexistence. The Chinese president has hosted a banquet in honor of President Andrukumara Dissanayake upon conclusion of talks. The Sri Lankan president has invited Chinese president to engage in a state visit in Sri Lanka. During the official visit, 15 memorandums of understanding were signed between the two parties. A 500 million yuan contribution from the Chinese government for economic and technological cooperation, setting up of an action group for investments and economic collaboration, and intrusion into the Chinese market of agricultural production and cooperation in media and tourism promotion were included among the agreements signed. President Andrukumara Dissanayake. Another significant event in the president's tour was the meeting with Chinese investors. Many members of leading companies were involved in discussions with the president. Some of the prominent officials represented Chinese companies, including China Energy International Group of Companies, Guangzhou Public Transport Group, the Huawei Company, and popular Chinese firm in automobile production, the BYD Company, and the Sinopec Company have attended the talks. President Andrukumara Dissanayake, upon conclusion of the 4-day official visit, has returned to the island last night. A prominent group of diplomats was at the airport to bid farewell to the president. Ministers Bimal Ratnayake and Vijay Herath have accompanied the president in his first official tour in China.
The 2025 state Thai Pongal celebrations were conducted in Tellipalai in Jaffna today.
Many cultural programs have also been organized in parallel to this event. Minister of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs, Hinidima Sunil Senevi, has presided over the state Thai Pongal festival at the Durgai Amman Kovil premises in Tellipalai, Jaffna. Minister Sunil Senevi, addressing the national festival, said that the real meaning of Thai Pongal could be witnessed during this year's celebrations as it promotes national harmony. He said that the people of this country has decided to erase the word racism from their vocabulary. Therefore, it is the responsibility of the government and various other parties to support that endeavor.
Warm greetings on the occasion of Thai Pongal. As has been eloquently expressed in the adage, the ancient Tamils who emerged before the stone and the soil emerged before time itself. Tamil people stand as a remarkable testament to the profound antiquity and unparalleled uniqueness of their civilization. Historical scholarship affirms that Tamils represent one of the world's oldest races. Their culture and traditions embodying a legacy of exceptional depth and distinction. The month of Thai brings to mind the auspicious festival of Pongal, a celebration of Tamil heritage. This festival holds profound significance, serving as a celebration of gratitude and as a cornerstone of Tamil cultural identity. Drawing inspiration from this timeless wisdom, the festival of Pongal manifests as an expression of heartfelt gratitude to the sun god for nurturing agriculture, gratitude to the cattle for their indispensable role in farming, and most importantly, gratitude to the farmers whose tireless efforts sustain the most essential of human needs, food. Tiruvalluvar further underscores the pivotal role of agriculture, asserting that without this noble vocation, which nourishes all life forms, the world itself would cease to function. It is within this spirit of reverence and appreciation that Thai Pongal celebrates the essence of farming and its indispensable contribution to sustaining life. Today, it is with immense joy and pride that I partake in the Pongal celebration, a festival that unites us in the shared acknowledgement of our cultural roots and communal gratitude. I am also fortunate to have had the opportunity to pay homage to the philosopher sage Tiruvalluvar in several ways. Yesterday, together with Minister of Urban Development, Construction and Housing of Sri Lanka, I inaugurated the Tiruvalluvar Kudiyarappu Model Village in Kilinochi, providing housing facilities to 24 families in the district. Today morning, along with the Minister of Buddha Sasana, Religious and Cultural Affairs and Minister of Fisheries, Aquatic and Ocean Resources, I took part in the ceremonial naming of the cultural center in Jaffna with built over it with Indian assistance of over $11 million as the Tiruvalluvar Cultural Center. The cultural and historical bonds between Sri Lanka and India are both profound and enduring. These ties permeate every aspect of our shared heritage: language, literature, religion, art, architecture, and culinary traditions, forming a rich tapestry of interconnectedness.
Several more cultural programs were held on the sidelines of these events centering on the Union College premises in Jaffna. Ministers Saroja Savitri Paul Raj and Ramalingam Chandrasekhar and Deputy Ministers Mahinda Jayasinghe and Pradeep Kumar have also attended these events.
The National Thai Pongal Festival was held at Jaffna Tellipalai today. The speciality has been the participation of Tamil, Sinhala and Muslim communities without any differences. In this way, the entire society has to join in order to build up a better Sri Lanka. For Rupavahini News, I am Gayatri Gobisudan from Jaffna Tellipalai.
Sri Lanka has been ranked among the 25 best places to travel in the year 2025 according to BBC Travel.
In the BBC's inaugural guide to the best places to travel this year, Sri Lanka is ranked 9th. Among the top 25, first place goes to Dominica. The government has expanded infrastructure and systems are set to welcome visitors for the year 2025, including digital immigration forms to ease arrival and the development of a cable car system taking riders from Roseau Valley up to Boiling Lake, one of the world's largest thermal springs. Home to one of Yayoi Kusama's iconic yellow polka-dotted pumpkin sculptures, the Japanese island of Naoshima has become a must-see destination for connoisseurs of temporary art and architecture. Spring 2025 sees the opening of the Naoshima New Museum of Art, designed by Tadao Ando, the award-winning architect behind 9 other projects on the island. Sri Lanka has been ranked the 9th place among the top 25 best places to travel in 2025 by the BBC Travel. Describing Sri Lanka, journalist Claire Turrell says, from its misty hilltop tea plantations and roaming wild elephants to its ancient temples and rolling surf, Sri Lanka is a country that ticks lots of boxes. The resilient island nation is hoping to get back on its feet through tourism. The city of Kandy will see the opening of its first 7-star hotel. There's high interest among the tourists for luxurious hotels in Colombo. The nation also recently launched the Good Travel Seal initiative, which celebrates local businesses that have adopted sustainable practices. Visitors are very much attracted to the legendary train ride into its mountainous interior or travel to Colombo. The island has also opened the 300-kilometer Pico Trail, which takes hikers through tea plantations and rural villages in the Central Highlands.
In your weather news, the Department of Meteorology forecasts that showers or thunder showers will occur in times in the northern, eastern, north-central Uva and central provinces and in Hambantota district.
Heavy showers above 100 millimeters can be expected at some places in Uva and eastern provinces and in Matale, Nuwara, Polonnaruwa and Hambantota districts. Showers or thunder showers will occur at several places elsewhere during the afternoon or at night. The meteorology report further predicts fairly strong winds of 30 to 40 kilometers per hour can be expected at times over eastern slope of the central hills and northern, north-central, eastern and northwestern provinces and in Hambantota and Munaragala districts. The department adds that intermittent and thunder showers may occur in the seas beyond the coast from Kankesanthore to Hambantota via Trincomalee and Batticlaw. It adds that the wind speed beyond the shores in the sea areas from Colombo to Kankesanthore across Puttalam and Mannar may increase up to 60 kilometers per hour from time to time. The report further says in other sea areas the wind speed may increase up to 50 kilometers per hour. The incessant rains lashing upon the Polonnaruwa district has necessitated the opening of 8 of the sluice gates in the Kaudula reservoir. This measure has facilitated the release of a capacity of 2,000 cubic feet of water in a second to the Kaudulu Oya. 2 spill gates at the Padavia reservoir also remain open. The water capacity in the reservoir is 85,000 acre-feet. The Office of the Padavia Irrigation Engineer says the prevailing rainy weather condition has increased the capacity to 87,000 acre-feet. Two of the sluice gates of the Raja Anganaya reservoir have been opened by 6 feet each and 2 other gates by 5 feet each and 2 more sluice gates by 3 feet each. The total water capacity to be released in the Kala Oya in a second is 7,500 cubic feet. The heavy rainfall in the upper catchment areas has compelled the opening of a single sluice gate in the Moragakanda reservoir today. This has enabled the release of a capacity of 1,900 cubic feet of water in the Ambanganga in a second. The irrigation department cautions the residents consuming the waters of the Ambanganga to remain vigilant.
Special attention has been focused on finding solutions to environmental and supply challenges and in digitalization. Now, these factors have come to light in discussion between Director of the United Nations Office for Project Services, Charles Callahan, and Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya yesterday. The Prime Minister on this occasion has reiterated the need to modernize Sri Lanka's health sector through digital solutions with the aim of enhancing intrusion and efficiency in the relevant sectors. The Director of the UNOPS has pledged his commitment to extend support for the initiatives in the progress of the health services. The Prime Minister has expressed gratitude for extending contributions by the United Nations Office for numerous projects of the Sri Lankan government.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa has instructed the State Pharmaceutical Manufacturing Corporation to expedite measures to achieve a rapid growth in the production of medicine within the next 2 years with the objective of having a continuous supply of drugs. The minister has given instructions at a program held in connection with inquiring into functioning at the Ratmalana office of the corporation. The minister has pointed out on this occasion on the inability of the government hospital system to have a continuous supply of medicine due to several reasons, including destabilization of supply network based on global issues. Another factor attributed to the situation has been the depletion in the number of suppliers of drugs, as well as certain suppliers who have received tenders failing to engage in a continuous delivery of drugs. The foremost and the oldest state-owned institution in the sector of production of medicinal drugs is the State Pharmaceutical Corporation. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa has reiterated that these ventures should perform a public service beyond their entrepreneur objectives. Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa said that the most important task is to create a supply. The minister has further stated that they want to reduce the prices expeditiously. Another objective is to reserve an SPMC outlet.
Now, the biggest ever haul of money recovered from drug racketeering in Sri Lanka has been reported. The mastermind of the racket has been identified as a close accomplice of the organized criminal and drug dealer currently hiding in the state of Dubai. The police says investigations have revealed that the culprit was engaged in drug dealings in Sri Lanka on the instructions of the racketeer overseas. An island-wide special operation for eradication of crimes and drug-related offences is being implemented under the direction of the Acting Inspector General of Police. Raids conducted so far has enabled to apprehend a suspect travelling in a cab having in possession of 18 grams of type of narcotic called ice. The suspect, a 39-year-old resident of Hangamua in Bogamua, was arrested in Thorayaya of Dambulla Kurunagara Road in the Dorotiyava Police Division. Upon police inspection of the cab, a sum of 23.5 million rupees believed to have been earned through drug racketeering was found hidden underneath the driver's seat. Another finding of the raid was 70 pieces of rocks of numerous colors suspected to be gemstones. Upon further interrogation of the suspect, the police were able to uncover a huge stock of currency notes amounting to 250.98 million rupees from his residence in Hangamua. A van in the house was also taken into police custody.
We now move on to more local news in brief. The Vinnapur police station has been successful in apprehending a gang of robbers led by a woman along with a stock of stolen goods valued at 50 million rupees, which included gold. The police says the group were engaged in robberies by staying in lodges in several areas in the island. The gang was comprised of main suspect, 36-year-old woman, her 22-year-old spouse, 2 brothers of the main suspect and a friend of her husband. All suspects were residents of Matugama. It has also been found out that the spouse of the main suspect is a drug addict and had received summons from the courts for 13 cases previously. The police seek public assistance to identify suspects of the Mannar shooting incident. The police has issued to the media 2 caricatures similar to the figures of the 2 suspects in order to identify them. 2 unidentified gunmen who came into a motorcycle fled after shooting to death 2 persons and injuring 2 others near the Mannar Magistrate Court on the 16th of this month. Deputy Minister of Agriculture Namal Karunaratne has inspected the Morakatia Paddy Storage Complex in Ambalipitia belonging to the Paddy Marketing Board today. The army is currently renovating the storage. Minister Vasantha Samarasinha says the aim of the government is to increase the number of Satosa outlets to 1,000. 150 new Satosa shops are expected to be opened this year. The minister has made these remarks after declaring open a newly renovated Satosa outlet in front of the Anuradhapura Public Market Complex. Well, that's it on local news. We'll be back with news overseas.
வெற்றிகள், வினோதங்கள், சாதனைகள், சரித்திரங்கள், தேசிய மற்றும் சர்வதேச விளையாட்டுகளின் ராஜ்யம் ஸ்போர்ட்ஸ் கிங்டம். ஞாயிறு காலை 11:30க்கு உங்கள் நேத்ரா டிவியில்.
We now move on to news overseas. The US Supreme Court has upheld a law that bans TikTok in the US unless its China-based parent company ByteDance sells the platform tomorrow. TikTok has challenged the law, arguing it would violate free speech protections for more than 170 million users it says it has in the US. But that argument was rejected unanimously by the nation's highest court, meaning TikTok must now find an approved buyer for the US version of the app or face removal from app stores and web hosting services. The White House said it would fault incoming President Donald Trump's administration, which takes office on Monday, to enforce the law. Trump vowed to make a decision in the not-too-distant future. TikTok CEO Shao Ziqiu, who is expected to attend Trump's inauguration with other high-profile guests, said he wanted to thank the incoming president for his commitment to work with the app and keep it available in the US. Both Democratic and Republican lawmakers voted to ban the video-sharing app last year over concerns about its links to the Chinese government.
There's now less than 24 hours to go until the ceasefire in Gaza begins. It follows a vote approving the deal by the Israeli cabinet in the early hours of this morning. It was confirmed earlier that the ceasefire will come into force at 8:30 local time, 6:30 hours in Greenwich Mean Time tomorrow, 19th January. The agreement will roll out in 3 stages and include an exchange of Israeli hostages for Palestinian prisoners. The first phase will see 33 hostages swapped for hundreds of Palestinians held in Israeli jails. The Israeli Justice Ministry confirmed earlier that 737 prisoners are on the list to be released, but details remain unclear. Meanwhile, 2 projectiles have been launched from Yemen into Israel today. Both were intercepted in Gaza. Israeli airstrikes have reportedly continued yesterday as well. The Gaza Civil Defense Agency says 5 people were killed between last Friday and this morning, while Palestinian news agency Wafa says 1 person was killed this morning in a strike east of Khan Yunis. In sports news, Avishka Fernando seems to finally have found some form as Sri Lankan cricketer. Avishka Fernando, representing the Sharjah Warriors team, has recorded the fastest half-century against the Dubai Capitals team in a T20 cricket tournament match played in United Arab Emirates.
The match between Dubai Capitals and Sharjah Warriors teams has ended with Sharjah Warriors team securing a 5-wicket victory in Sharjah yesterday. The Dubai Capitals team, batting first, has scored 201 runs for the loss of 5 wickets in allotted 20 overs. Shai Hope was not out 83. The Sharjah Warriors team, in reply, has scored 202 runs in 18 overs. Avishka Fernando, batting for the victorious team, has collected 81 runs, facing 27 deliveries. His inning was has included 6 boundaries and 8 sixes.
More cricket news. Australia has clinched victory against the Scottish team by 9 wickets in its first match of the current series of the Under-19 World T20 Series, T20 Women's Cricket Tournament yesterday. The tournament is being conducted in Malaysia. The Scotland team has opened its innings first and scored 48 runs in 15 overs. Just 2 batters of the team have managed past the 10-run mark. Successful Australian bowlers were Elena La Rosa and Coim Hae Bray, who took 3 wickets each. The Australian team fulfilled their victory target of 49 runs within just 6 overs and 4 deliveries.
Fielder. Come.
That was a look at your news here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira together with Sharifa Tahir. Wish you a pleasant evening. Take care.
Good night.